Welcome, Vegas vets, Vegas newbies, and everyone in between. This is Josh with Big Slick Vegas, and today we're going to do our part two of our Vegas Showdown. This time it's going to be between Mandalay Bay and MGM Grand. Now, on our last video, we had New York versus Paris, and New York ended up winning from a 61% of the vote to 39%, which was a big surprise. I thought that would be a lot closer than it was. But for the second part, we're now going to we're going to have two MGM properties going against each other. That being, of course, MGM Grand on the left and Mandalay Bay on the right. Now, both these hotels are operated by MGM Resorts. They're owned by separate land companies, but they are operated by MGM Grand, so you can use your rewards card at either property. They're both located on the south end of the Strip. Mandalay Bay is like further south, basically at the very southern part of the Las Vegas Strip, while MGM Grand is right on the special Four Corners area of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard. It's also fairly close to the airport as well. MGM Grand is in quick walking distance of New York. It's also close to Tropicana, Excalibur. It's also not too far from the Park MGM as well as T-Mobile Arena. And the monorail in Las Vegas, monorail does run to MGM Grand, which will take you all up and down to the very north end of the Strip to the Sahara. Mandalay Bay, like I said, is on the very southern part of the Strip. It is actually connected to the Luxor, which is then connected to the Excalibur. There is a free tram that'll take you from Mandalay Bay to the Excalibur with a stop at the Luxor as well. MGM Grand opened in 1993. It is actually the second hotel with that name. The original MGM Grand is right where Bally's Horseshoe, or soon to be the Horseshoe, is at. But during the fire of 1986, they ended up shutting down permanently and reopening in the spot where the old Marina Hotel was at. In fact, part of the Marina Hotel is actually still part of the MGM Grand as it is today. It is the actually largest hotel in the world as far as hotel rooms go, with 6,800 plus rooms at MGM Grand. And as far as the Mandalay Bay goes, they opened in March 2nd of 1999 with 3,200 plus rooms and 43 stories. It was originally owned and built by what was then the defunct Circus Entertainment, which also at the time owned Circus Hotel and was also responsible for building and opening the Excalibur and the Luxor. Is now operated, of course, now by MGM Grand or MGM Resorts. Both properties also have separate hotels that are actually connected to the main resorts. On the left-hand side, you can see the MGM Signature, which is 3 separate towers. All these hotel rooms, all believe, have kitchenettes in them, and sometimes a separate bedroom. Some of the rooms even have balconies. These are a good place for business travelers, also families traveling together. Now, especially if they're staying for more than 3, 4, 5 days, having that kitchenette can be quite useful. There is no casino on property, but you do have a walkway that will take you over to the MGM Grand. They also have their own separate pools, but staying at the MGM Signature, you would have access to the pool at MGM Grand. On the right, we see the Delano or the Delano. I've heard it pronounced either way. Like the MGM Signature, they do not have a casino on property, but you really are a short indoor walk to get to Mandalay Bay and the casino area there as well. And also, like MGM Signature, the Delano does have its own pool, but you would also have access to Mandalay Bay's pool as well. And I've never stayed at the Delano, but I heard they do have, the rooms there are very nice, and some would say their base rooms are just as nice, if not nicer, than Mandalay Bay's. Now, as far as the rooms and suites, comparing MGM Grand to Mandalay Bay, price-wise, typically MGM Grand is a little bit less than Mandalay Bay, but oftentimes they're pretty close in price, which is one of the reasons why I chose these two hotels to pit them against each other. There's basically two base rooms that the MGM Grand has. They have the Studio King, which is recently renovated and used to be known as the West Wing Room. It looks a lot nicer from the picture than what it used to be, because it used to be the bed and the headboard went up against the only window in the whole room, so it was kind of dreary and looked like a little dungeon. But now it does look a little bit nicer. It does measure in around 350 square foot and has, I think, either a shower or tub, or perhaps a shower tub combo, depending if you need a handicap accessible room or not. The Grand King, or you can also get it in the Grand Queen with two queens instead of one king, that measures in at 446 square foot, and it's a much larger option, and it's typically not that much more than the Studio King, so it's oftentimes I would recommend people choosing the Grand King over the Studio King, just because it's larger and it's normally only about $5 or $10 more a night to stay there. Now, Mandalay Bay offers the Resort King room. Now, this might be the largest base room in any hotel that's not a suite, as it measures in at 550 square foot. It also has a separate soaking tub along with a walk-in shower as well. These are very nice rooms, and if you don't mind staying at the very south end of the Strip, it's certainly probably the best value of any room you can get in Las Vegas oftentimes. Now, both of them do have some like lower mid-tier suites there that might not fully break the bank. Most of these rooms are going to be probably with the resort fee. During the week, could run you anywhere from $200 to $350 a night. Sometimes you can get some good deals on them, depending if you're staying during the week, if it's during the off season. But the MGM Grand has the Executive King Suite, which is 676 square foot room. Very large, has a separate, the bathroom does have a separate tub and shower. You can also get this room with two queens instead of the one king, but the room with the one king does come out with a pull-out sofa. If you're a couple, especially if you're going to Vegas on a special occasion, you might want to try the Tower Spa Suite. This one is almost 700 square foot room, and it does have a two-person whirlpool tub that comes with it. Over at Mandalay Bay, they do have the Elite King Suite, and this room measures in around 683 square foot. Really a much larger version of the Resort King room. Really has like a separate sitting area, and it does have a large restroom with also a separate shower and separate tub. Now, when you're looking at the dining options, both these properties have several options to choose from. When we look at the high-end dining, over at MGM Grand, they have the Joel Robuchon French restaurant. They have Craft Steak, Hakkasan, Morimoto, and the new Ambra Italian restaurant. While Mandalay Bay has actually two different steaks houses there, Strip Steak, and I think it's pronounced Flower Steak. They also have the Oriole, Rivia, and the Lupo by Wolfgang Puck, which is a high-end Italian restaurant. Next on the list, as we're looking at the more middle-tier casual dining restaurants, over at MGM Grand, you do have the Tap Sports Bar, you have Emeril's New Orleans Fish House, Wolfgang Puck's Bar and Grill, Nellie's Southern Kitchen, the Avenue Cafe, MGM Grand Buffet, which I wouldn't really recommend. It's not exactly one of the better buffets in town, and then you have the new Mediterranean restaurant called the Greek Sneak. Over at Mandalay Bay, you have, as pictured below here, the Rira Irish Pub, You also have the House of Blues restaurant, Seabreeze Cafe, Citizens Kitchen and Bar. You have 2 different Mexican restaurants, the Border Grill and Husong's Cantina, and you also have the Burger Bar. As far as like your quick eats, quick bite options, both properties have like their own food court areas. Nothing really unique, just your standard national brand chain restaurants, pretty much. You know, pizza, burgers, tacos, whatever. There's a Subway also over there at Mandalay Bay's food court. Both properties do have a Starbucks. Mandalay Bay also has a couple other coffee shops. One that happens to be right near the hotel lobby there at Mandalay Bay. Also, if you want to avoid the long lines, walk over to the Delano, and they also have a coffee shop there, and typically the lines are a lot less long than what you would get there inside the main property. As far as entertainment and attractions, there is tons that both properties offer. Over at MGM Grand, you do have Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. You have Top Golf, which is like an indoor virtual golf game. They recently have opened up Hunger Games exhibit, which is kind of an interactive type of tour. So if you're a big fan of the Hunger Games movies, this could be something to be interested in. You also have the David Copperfield show. You have Cobb by Cirque du Soleil, Jabberwockies. Also, there's the MGM Grand Arena that oftentimes hosts the UFC and boxing events, as well as other major concerts. You have the new Level Up Sports Lounge and the Hakkasan nightclub. Over at Mandalay Bay, you do have the Shark Reef Aquarium as pictured below. There is the Michael Jackson's One Show, which is also another Cirque du Soleil show. The House of Blues Music Hall, which also has plenty of musical acts. There's also the Michelob Ultra Arena, which plays host to concerts, as well as the Las Vegas Aces WNBA basketball team and the new Las Vegas Desert Dogs, which is a professional lacrosse team. They also host at the very top of Mandalay Bay. There is the Foundation Room, which is a big lounge where you can get huge views of the Las Vegas Strip. Also, right next door, of course, at the Delano, there's also the Skyfall Lounge, which is also located at the very top floor of the Delano. So if you want to go to a high-end lounge and enjoy some views of the Las Vegas Strip, you've got 2 places you can check out on the Mandalay Bay complex. As far as the casinos go, both of them have very large casino areas. Also, both of them have poker rooms at both resorts. So if you like playing poker, you have that option at both places. The sports books are about average size. I think Mandalay Bay's maybe a little nicer than MGM Grand's. MGM Grand's, like I said, has a very large casino area. It is a little tricky sometimes to navigate. Might take you a day to kind of figure out the layout. Mandalay Bay's also very large, but a little easier to get around. As far as the pools go, both these 2 properties have 2 of the best pools on the Las Vegas Strip. The MGM Grand has like 5 different pools, including a lazy river and a waterfall. The Mandalay Bay is known for having the Mandalay Beach, which is basically a man-made beach area. So if you like sitting out on the beach but don't want to go to the ocean and you're in Las Vegas, Mandalay Bay is a very popular destination for something like that. So we are now at the end of this video, so please comment below, which resort do you prefer, Mandalay Bay or MGM Grand? I want to thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video where we'll share